Welcome to US Coins World. What if I told you that some of the rarest and most valuable US coins might be hiding right under your nose? Today, we're uncovering incredible treasures, coins so rare, they could make you a fortune overnight. Ready to discover hidden history and cash in on some amazing finds? Let's dive in. Top 1. Today we're talking about the United States quarter dollar, the 1999 Pennsylvania state quarter. But this isn't just any quarter. One unique version of this coin has stunned the collector world with its potential value. Yes, that small piece of metal you might have spent on a parking meter could actually be worth a jaw-dropping sum, if you know what to look for. So, stay tuned, because this is one of those rare moments when everyday change transforms into a collector's dream. You might be holding a treasure and not even know it. Let's set the stage. The year was 1999. Y2K panic was in the air, the world was bracing for a new millennium, and the United States Mint launched something that would change the way Americans viewed their quarters forever, the 50-state quarters program. Pennsylvania was the second state to be honored, following Delaware. And what a beautiful tribute it was. The Pennsylvania state quarter features a striking and symbolic design. On the reverse side, you'll see a statue of the Commonwealth, an allegorical female figure representing justice and liberty. She's flanked by the state outline and a keystone, which is Pennsylvania's official symbol and a reference to its nickname, the Keystone State. The coin also proudly displays the year Pennsylvania became a state, 1787. The obverse, of course, retains the familiar portrait of George Washington, but it's what lies in the tiny details, the subtle differences, and the rare imperfections that make this coin an absolute treasure for collectors. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Millions of Pennsylvania quarters were minted in 1999 at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and later the San Francisco mint for proof sets. But among those millions, a few have surfaced with remarkable errors, mistakes made during the minting process, that have turned an everyday coin into something extraordinary. These minting errors are not your average scratches or dings. We're talking about high-grade, dramatic anomalies. Some of the most sought after include double die errors. These occur when the coin is struck more than once with a slight shift between strikes, causing parts of the design to appear doubled, especially around the lettering or the statue. A true double die can fetch serious attention and serious money. Off-center strikes. A coin that's not properly aligned during minting can result in a partial image that's shifted or incomplete. The more dramatic the error, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, the higher the value. Clipped planchets. These are coins that are missing a piece of their metal edge due to a mistake in the cutting process before minting. If you've ever seen a coin with a chunk cleanly missing from one side, that could be a clipped planchet, and collectors go wild for them. And then there are the rare transitional errors. These happen when a coin is accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination or composition. Imagine a quarter struck on a nickel planchet or on a leftover 90% silver blank. That's where things get really exciting. So how rare are these error coins? Extremely rare. Only a handful are known to exist in the highest condition grades, and even fewer combine multiple error types. Add in the fact that it's from the first year of the state quarters program, and suddenly, you're looking at a piece of history with immense collector appeal. Collectors value more than just rarity, they crave a story. And the Pennsylvania quarter has that in spades. It's not only one of the earliest entries in the groundbreaking 50-state quarter series, but it also symbolizes America's founding heritage. Pennsylvania, after all, was where the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were both signed. Every time you look at this quarter, you're reminded of that incredible legacy, but it's not just about history, it's about condition. A Pennsylvania quarter with errors is valuable, yes. But a Pennsylvania quarter with errors in mint state condition, meaning it has never been circulated, has no signs of wear, and retains its original shine, is a completely different level of rare. And if it's been certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC as being in mint state 67, 68, or even higher, the value climbs dramatically. Imagine this: a small metal coin, easily lost or spent without a second thought, is sitting in your collection, or your junk drawer, waiting to be discovered. Maybe it has a slightly off design. Maybe you notice a second outline on the letters. Maybe there's a slight tilt to the image or a part missing. Before you dismiss it, take a closer look. You might be holding a small fortune, and now, the moment you've been waiting for, the value. Among these 1999 Pennsylvania state quarters, there exists an ultra-rare example. A coin with a flawless mint error, preserved in exceptional condition, and authenticated by experts. One such coin has been valued at $84,000. That's right, 84,000 US dollars for a single quarter. Let that sink in. That's more than the price of a brand new luxury SUV. That's more than a down payment on a house. All wrapped up in 25 cents of pure numismatic magic. This is why coin collecting is more than a hobby, it's a modern-day treasure hunt. A chance to uncover forgotten history, to appreciate art and craftsmanship, and maybe, just maybe, strike gold in the most unexpected place. So the next time you're going through your change, don't overlook the quarters. Especially those from 1999. Especially Pennsylvania. That tiny detail, that slight error, that untouched shine, could be your ticket to joining the elite circle of collectors who've uncovered fortune in their very own hands. Top 2. We're diving into one of the most extraordinary coins from your pocket change, the 1999 New Jersey State Quarter. What makes this coin so special? It's not just the history. It's not just the design. It's a rare combination of timing, minting mistakes, and collector demand that has turned some of these coins into true hidden treasures, and yes, one of these coins has been valued at a jaw-dropping amount. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be rushing to check your own coin collection, or even the change tray in your car. Let's set the scene. It's the year 1999. The internet is still new, cell phones have antennas, and people are getting ready to party like it's the year 2000. But something revolutionary is happening in the world of coins. The United States Mint launches the 50 State Quarters program, an initiative that would release a unique quarter for each of the 50 states, in the order they joined the Union. New Jersey, the third state to join the United States, gets its own quarter released in 1999, the same year as the Delaware and Pennsylvania quarters. But this one was different. This one told a story right on its surface. On the reverse side of the coin, you see a powerful image, General George Washington leading his troops across the icy Delaware River during the American Revolutionary War. The image is based on the famous painting Washington Crossing the Delaware by Emanuel Leutze. It's a moment frozen in time. The words, "Crossroads of the Revolution," are etched below, fitting for a state that played such a crucial role in America's fight for independence. Flip it over, and you have the familiar face of George Washington on the obverse, a reminder that even in this revolutionary design, tradition is respected. Millions of these coins were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. And yes, most of them were spent, saved, or lost to time. But here's where things get fascinating. Not every coin that left the mint was perfect. In fact, some of them had errors, minting mistakes that slipped past quality control. And those mistakes? That's where the gold is, metaphorically speaking. Let's talk about a few of the rarest errors found on the 1999 New Jersey quarter. One of the most famous is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned in the press, and the design is stamped slightly to one side. The more off-center it is, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another highly sought-after error is the double die. This happens when the coin is struck twice, just slightly off, creating a shadow effect on letters or images. You might see doubled lines on the text, or even a doubled image of Washington or the soldiers in the boat. Then there's the clad layer error, where a coin is missing part of its outer layer. This results in weird discoloration, sometimes revealing a coppery tone beneath the silvery surface. To most people, it looks like a damaged coin, but to collectors, it's gold. Figuratively, of course. One of the rarest and most mysterious is when a quarter is struck on a foreign planchet, a blank coin disc intended for another country's coin. These types of errors are incredibly rare and often undetected until a sharp-eyed collector finds them years later. Now, most of the New Jersey state quarters with these errors are rare, but not impossible to find. And what really pushes their value sky high is condition. You see, coin collectors are obsessed with quality. A coin that has been in circulation, tossed around in pockets, dropped on the floor, scraped by vending machines, might still be interesting if it has an error. But it's nothing compared to a coin that has been preserved in mint state condition. Mint state means the coin has never been used in circulation. It has no scratches, no wear, and retains that brilliant, freshly minted luster. Coins in mint state are graded on a scale from 60 to 70, and those closer to 70 are incredibly rare. Now, here's where the stars align. Imagine a 1999 New Jersey quarter that has a rare minting error, say, a double die or off-center strike. Now imagine that same coin is in mint state condition, graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC as MS-68 or higher. That combination, rarity, condition, and historical significance, creates the perfect storm for collectors. Collectors love coins that tell a story. And the New Jersey quarter doesn't just tell one, it shows it. It depicts a pivotal moment in American history, etched in metal. Add in a minting mistake, and suddenly, this coin is no longer just currency. It's art. It's history. It's a rare collectible, and guess what? Some of these rare New Jersey quarters have made their way to auction. While most sell for a few hundred or maybe a few $1,000s, there is one known example, a holy grail among collectors, that stands above the rest, certified, pristine, and carrying a rare error. This coin shattered expectations and turned a simple quarter into a life-changing prize. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the value of this coin. Yes, one particular 1999 New Jersey state quarter, in perfect mint condition and bearing a unique mint error, has been valued at $81,000. That's right. A 25-cent piece turned into $81,000. Think about that the next time you toss your change in a drawer. So, what can you do? First, check your quarters. Especially the 1999 New Jersey quarters. Look closely. Get a magnifying glass. Look at the edges, the date, the design. If you see something off, a double image, a misaligned strike, strange coloration, it could be worth getting it authenticated. And if it's in great condition, you might just be sitting on a treasure. Coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about history. It's about the thrill of the hunt. It's about discovering something extraordinary in the most ordinary places. So keep looking. Keep learning. Because your next coin find might just be the one that changes everything. Top 3. We're uncovering the incredible story behind one very special coin, the Virginia State Quarter from the year 2000. This is a coin you've probably seen before. Maybe you've spent one on a cup of coffee. Maybe you've tossed it in a change jar without a second thought. But today, we're looking at it from a collector's lens, and what we're about to discover might just blow your mind. Stick with me until the end, because we'll not only explore the rich history and design of this coin, but we'll also reveal the rare mint errors that can turn this everyday quarter into a jaw-dropping jackpot. And of course, we'll talk about exactly how much one of these coins is actually worth, and trust me, you don't want to miss that. Let's start at the beginning. The year is 2000. A new millennium has arrived, and the United States Mint is in full swing with its historic 50-state quarters program. This project aimed to release a new quarter for each of the 50 states, highlighting something iconic from each state's history. It was a brilliant blend of education, patriotism, and collecting fever. People all over the country, kids, parents, teachers, coin lovers, were checking their change, searching for the next release, and in the year 2000, one of the most beautiful and symbolic designs was released, the Virginia State Quarter. The reverse of this coin is a stunning tribute to America's colonial roots. It features the 3 ships that brought the first English settlers to Jamestown in 1607, the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery. These ships are more than just sailing vessels, they represent the very beginning of permanent English settlement in North America. Alongside the ships, the words, Jamestown 1607 to 2007, are inscribed, marking the upcoming 400th anniversary of the founding of Jamestown. It's a design that tells a story of courage, exploration, and the beginning of a nation. Every detail is finely crafted, and every curve of the sails captures the essence of that monumental voyage. On the obverse, of course, is the familiar face of George Washington, a design carried through all state quarters. But it's the reverse side of the Virginia quarter that holds its magic, and possibly its fortune. Now, most of these quarters were produced in massive numbers. More than 1.5 billion Virginia quarters were struck between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. That's billion with a B. So how can a coin like that be rare? Here's where things get fascinating. In the massive, high-speed world of coin minting, mistakes happen. And when those mistakes survive the mint and end up in circulation, or even better, in pristine, untouched condition, they become extremely valuable. Let's talk about the rare errors that can make a 2000 Virginia State quarter incredibly desirable. Point 1. Of the most well-known errors is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned in the minting press, and part of the design ends up missing. The more dramatic the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. Another collector favorite is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice with slight movement between strikes, creating a ghost-like doubling effect on the letters, numbers, or design elements. On the Virginia quarter, that could mean doubled sales on the ships or duplicate inscriptions, a collector's dream. Then there are clad layer errors, where the top layer of the coin, usually a nickel alloy, is missing in spots or entirely on one side, exposing the copper core underneath. This gives the coin a striking, two-tone appearance and significantly boosts its rarity. But the holy grail of errors? That would be a transitional planchet error, where a coin intended to be struck on a different metal blank is used by mistake. Imagine a Virginia quarter minted on a leftover planchet from a foreign coin or a completely different denomination. These are 1 in a million errors, and when they surface, collectors go absolutely wild. Now, here's the real kicker: condition matters just as much as the error itself. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. Anything above 60 is considered mint state, and the closer you get to 70, the more flawless and valuable the coin becomes. A coin that has never been circulated, with no scratches, perfect edges, and full detail, is extremely hard to find. Combine that level of perfection with a dramatic mint error, and you're looking at a coin that's not just rare, it's elite. Think about it. Millions of these quarters were spent, exchanged, and tossed into vending machines. But the few that escaped circulation and were preserved in their original state, those are the coins that grab headlines and make collectors' hearts race. So why is the Virginia State quarter so beloved among collectors? It's the historical richness, the beautiful design, and the fact that it's part of one of the most iconic coin programs in U.S. history. It connects modern America to its earliest roots. It reminds us of the brave souls who crossed the ocean in wooden ships to find a new life. And when you combine that story with a rare minting error and a flawless condition, you've got something truly special. Now, if you're thinking, there's no way my old quarter is worth anything, think again. You never know where these coins might turn up. People have found them in rolls from the bank, in estate sales, and even in pocket change. All it takes is one incredible find to change everything. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. There is one known example of a 2000 Virginia State quarter that has stunned the collecting world. With a rare error and preserved in immaculate, mint state condition, it's been valued at an incredible $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 25-cent coin, worth $79,000 US. So, what can you do? Start checking your quarters. Look at the year. Look at the design. Pay close attention to any imperfections or anomalies. If you think you found something, get it checked out by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. You never know, what looks like a common coin might be a collector's treasure. Coin collecting is more than a hobby. It's history in your hands. It's a hunt, a passion, and sometimes, a life-changing discovery. Top 4. We're taking a deep dive into one of the most overlooked yet fascinating coins in your pocket change, the 2007 Montana State Quarter. A coin that's not just a tribute to one of America's most majestic states, but also one that has become a secret treasure in the world of coin collecting. And yes, one of these quarters, just one, has been valued at a shocking sum. Stick around until the end of the video, and we'll reveal exactly how much it's worth. But before we get there, let's go on a journey through history, design, and rarity that will change the way you look at coins forever. In 2007, the U.S. Mint was entering the final years of its wildly popular 50-state quarters program. This program, launched in 1999, celebrated each U.S. state with a unique quarter that captured its identity, legacy, and pride. And when Montana's turn came, the result was one of the most striking and symbolic designs in the entire series. Let's take a look at it. The Montana State Quarter, released in 2007, features an image that stops you in your tracks, a majestic bison skull, centered proudly above a sweeping view of Montana's rugged landscape. Beneath the skull, the design shows the plains and the distant Rocky Mountains, reflecting Montana's nickname, Big Sky Country. The coin's inscription reads, Montana 1889, the year it became a state, along with the program's hallmark, E pluribus unum, and of course, the year of minting, 2007. Now, you might be wondering, why a bison skull? Montana's history is deeply connected to the American bison, or buffalo. These animals once roamed the Great Plains in massive herds, playing a vital role in Native American culture, the frontier economy, and the environment. The skull serves as both a memorial and a symbol of strength, endurance, and the untamed spirit of the American West. It's not just a coin, it's a miniature monument, but let's get to the part that coin lovers and collectors care most about, rarity and errors. While millions of Montana quarters were produced at both the Philadelphia, marked with a P, and Denver, marked with a D, mints, only a tiny fraction have something truly extraordinary, mint errors. These are the accidental mistakes that occur during the minting process. They're rare, they're unpredictable, and they're exactly what collectors go crazy for. Now, not all errors are created equal. Some are subtle, but others are so bold they make a coin instantly stand out. Let's talk about a few error types that have turned Montana quarters into hidden treasures. First, there's the double die error, a classic and very desirable mistake. This occurs when the coin is struck twice with a slight shift between impressions. On the Montana quarter, you might see doubled letters in the inscriptions, or a ghostly outline of the bison skull. If you've got sharp eyes or a magnifying glass, this is one of the first things to look for. Then, we have the off-center strike. Imagine a quarter where the design isn't centered, part of the image is cut off, and a blank crescent of metal remains. The further off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still visible. Another dramatic error is the clipped planchet, which means the coin blank was improperly cut, resulting in a coin that looks like it's had a bite taken out of it. These quirky-looking errors are highly collectible and command strong prices. Some Montana quarters have even been found with die cracks or cuts, raised lines or blobs of extra metal where the die broke or wore out. These might look like scars or bumps across the coin's surface, but for collectors, they're marks of uniqueness. But perhaps the rarest of all are the coins that were struck on the wrong planchet, a leftover blank meant for another coin, like a penny or foreign coin. These errors are extremely rare, and when authenticated, they can fetch eye-popping figures. Now, here's something all collectors understand: condition is everything. Most quarters are used, tossed around, and worn down over time. But when a coin survives in mint state condition, meaning it's never been circulated, has no scratches, and still has its original shine, it becomes a whole different beast. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale. A grade of MS 60 is good, MS 65 is excellent, and anything above MS 67 is truly rare. Now, combine that flawless condition with a dramatic mint error, and you've got a once-in-a-lifetime coin. So, how do you know if your Montana quarter is valuable? Start by checking the year, 2007. Then look for the mint mark, P for Philadelphia or D for Denver. Now, inspect it carefully. Look for doubling, off-center images, strange marks, missing elements, or unusual coloring. If anything looks off or different, you might be holding something special. And remember, even if you think you found a valuable coin, don't clean it. That can reduce its value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and consider getting it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. So why is this coin so special? Because it's not just about the errors. It's about what the Montana quarter represents. It's about holding a piece of American culture, natural beauty, and untamed wilderness, all pressed into metal. It's about finding history where you least expect it. And sometimes, it's about discovering a hidden fortune. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the value of this rare coin. Among the Montana state quarters from 2007, there is one coin that stands above all the rest. A coin that combines a dramatic mint error with a flawless mint state grade. A coin that stunned experts and captivated collectors. That single quarter has been valued at an astonishing $76,000, yes, you heard that right. $76,000 for a 25-cent piece. It's proof that treasure isn't always buried deep underground. Sometimes, it's already in your home, tucked inside a jar, resting in your drawer, or clinking at the bottom of your purse. So take a closer look at your coins. The next big find might be closer than you think. Top 5. We're zooming in on one of the most stunning coins in the entire 50-state quarter series, the 2008 Arizona State Quarter. Now, don't be fooled by its age or its common appearance. This coin might just be the key to unlocking a small fortune, especially if you know what to look for. In this video, we're diving deep into the story, the symbolism, the hidden errors, and the collector's secrets that make the Arizona Quarter one of the most exciting discoveries in modern American coinage. And yes, by the end of this video, I'll reveal the exact value of one rare example. But I'll only say the number once, and I'll say it in words. So stay with me, coin lovers, because this journey is one you'll want to hear from start to finish. Let's rewind the clock to 2008. The United States Mint was nearing the end of its historic 50-state quarters program, which had begun in 1999 and released one quarter for each state in the order they joined the Union. The idea was simple: celebrate American diversity and history by letting every state shine on its very own coin. But as the program neared its final stretch, the designs became bolder, more beautiful, and some, even more mysterious. Enter Arizona. Now, Arizona is a land of extremes, soaring temperatures, dramatic landscapes, and a history etched into stone. And the 2008 Arizona State Quarter captures that essence perfectly. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a breathtaking depiction of the Grand Canyon, one of the most iconic natural wonders in the world. The canyon stretches across the design, carved over millions of years by the Colorado River, symbolizing the raw power of nature and the deep time behind Arizona's landscape. But that's not all. Just above the canyon, rising in perfect contrast, is a saguaro cactus, arms reaching toward the sky. The saguaro is the largest cactus in the United States and a symbol of resilience, thriving in the arid deserts of Arizona. Surrounding this desert scene is a banner that reads, Grand Canyon State, a proud nickname that reflects Arizona's geological glory. It's a coin that tells a story in a single glance, a story of ancient rock, modern life, and survival under the scorching sun. But as beautiful as it is, this coin becomes even more fascinating when you dive into the world of errors, variations, and rare strikes. Let's get into the juicy details that coin collectors absolutely love. Like every coin minted in large numbers, mistakes happen. And when those mistakes are caught in time, they're destroyed. But once in a while, just once in a great while, those coins slip through the cracks. They make it into circulation. And that's when things get exciting. The most sought-after errors in the Arizona Quarter fall into a few key categories. Point 1 of the most notable is the extra cactus leaf error. That's right, on some Arizona quarters, a minting issue caused an extra leaf to appear near the lower cactus arm. It's not part of the original design. It was created by a die chip, a chunk of the stamping tool breaking off and creating a blob of metal where it shouldn't be. It's subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And for collectors, that little extra leaf is worth a lot more than a little extra attention. Then there's the double die error, a classic in the world of numismatics. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die, slightly misaligned. The result? A ghost-like doubling effect on letters, numbers, or even design elements like the cactus or canyon. Some Arizona quarters show slight doubling in the text Arizona, or the date 2008. These are not just beautiful anomalies, they're treasures. You might also come across an off-center strike, where the coin's design is not properly aligned. Part of the image will be missing, creating an uneven border and a very dramatic look. The more off-center the strike, especially if the date and mint mark remain visible, the higher the value. and let's not forget clipped planchet errors, where a piece of the coin blank was missing when it was struck. This results in a coin that looks like it's had a small bite taken out of it. It's rare, it's strange, and collectors love these oddities. Some Arizona quarters have also shown die cracks and cuts, where flaws in the metal stamping die caused raised lines or blobs of metal to appear. These might seem like imperfections, but to collectors, they're signs of uniqueness. Now, remember, error alone doesn't always mean value. It's the combination of a rare error and a pristine condition that can send a coin's worth skyrocketing. Most coins are handled, passed around, scuffed, and scratched. But a coin that has never been circulated, what collectors call a mint state coin, retains all its luster and detail. These are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS 67 or higher is already rare. But if that same coin has a dramatic error, that's when things get interesting. That's when the ordinary becomes extraordinary. So how can you tell if your Arizona quarter is valuable? Start with a careful inspection. You'll need a magnifying glass or loupe. Look closely at the cactus. Does it have an extra leaf? Check the text for any doubling. Examine the rim. Is the design off-center? Any strange blobs of metal or cracks, if anything looks unusual, don't ignore it. Handle the coin gently, by the edges only, and do not clean it. Cleaning a coin destroys its original surface and can reduce its value significantly. Instead, consider sending it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and grade it, which not only preserves the coin's value but can also make it easier to sell or auction in the future. So, why do collectors go wild over coins like the Arizona quarter? Because they are pieces of American history, frozen in time. Each coin tells a story, of the place it represents, the hands it passed through, and the tiny errors that make it truly one of a kind. And in some very rare cases, a coin that looks just like the rest hides a secret that turns it into a national treasure. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Among all the 2008 Arizona quarters out there, one rare example has stunned collectors and auction houses alike. A coin with an extremely rare die error, perfectly preserved in mint state, graded by professionals at the highest levels. That single coin has been valued at an astonishing $74,000. Yes, you heard that right. $74,000, for a quarter, and who knows? Maybe one just like it is sitting quietly in your coin jar, waiting to be discovered. So check your change. Look closely. Learn the signs. Because in the world of coins, the next great discovery might be hiding right under your nose. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next coin that could be worth a fortune. We've got more stories, secrets, and rare finds coming your way. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.